parents, family members, special guests, our fifth graders have been working very hard for the past month to put on this performance for you guys. We present to you the fifth grade Colonial program of 2016.
If you're like me, you're tired of hearing the same old stories about the American Revolution. Enough about George already. We want to hear from someone else, like Betsy Ross. Betsy Ross. Finally, the woman who sewed the first American flag tells all about the stitch heard around the world. And now, everybody, here she is, the seamstress of the Revolution, the Empress of embroidering, the Sultan of the saddle stitch, the Guru of needlework, Betsy Ross. Betsy? Oh my, it's been so many years. Please. Okay. Well, a good place to start is when England defeated France and Spain in a long war.
My dad told me about that. The colonists helped the British defeat the French here in America in 1763.
Yes, but the French and Indian War was only a small part of what was a much bigger conflict. A patch in the quilt of what was world politics. England became the leading power in the world, and how King George III gloated.
Tremendous news, Your Majesty. Won the 7-year war.
Well, it's about time. We've been fighting for, how many years now?
7.
Well, that's quite a coincidence, isn't it?
Yes, my lord. Our victory is especially beneficial for our prospects in America.
America, how splendid! Did we get any of those fur hats? Can't be America for fur hats.
Even better, Your Majesty.
Better than fur hats? You don't mean fur sunglasses?
Your Majesty, we've driven the French out of most of America. The entire north is ours, including Florida and everything east of the Mississippi.
Our empire's never been bigger. We rule the seas, our colonies are rich and well organized. England is the most powerful country in the world.
In other words,
that's right, Your Majesty. You the man.
Who the man?
You the man.
Who the man?
You the man.
Room to the right on the man.
We spanked on Spain. We flogged the French. We whipped the world. Yeah, we're a mensch. Our colonies are our great joy. Hey, America, our favorite toy. And it's great to be an empire. Everyone shines your shoes. Yeah, it's great to be an empire. Nobody can refuse. It's great to be an empire in its early days and its early ways. It's great to be an empire, 'cause it pays. Now we're in debt, up to our knees. So where to turn? The colonies. They fought with us to win the war. Hey, and now they'll know what they fought for. And it's great to be an empire. Everyone shines your shoes. Yeah, it's great to be an empire. Nobody can refuse. It's great to be an empire in its early days and its early ways. It's great to be an empire, 'cause it pays. It's great to be an empire in its early days and its early ways. It's great to be an empire, 'cause it pays.
What do you mean it pays? Does being empire come with a salary and a retirement plan and stuff like that? Even better, England was in debt of over 140 million pounds. King George and the Parliament figured the colonists could help pay. 140 million pounds? Wow, like you didn't diet for months to lose that. Pounds are in English money, dear. The British Parliament passed a series of acts that placed duties and taxes on the colonists. By 1767, they were not happy.
Mr. Otis, what is late? John Adams, I thought I read to you. It's another British outrage. They've passed the Townsend Acts, which puts important duties on just about everything.
I didn't think it could get any worse. We've already had a Hat Act, a Wool Act, an Iron Act, a Currency Act, and a Sugar Act.
I know, the British can't get their acts together.
Remember the Stamp Act?
Yes, the direct tax on everything we put in, from cards to calendars.
I loved what you said. What was it? Taxation without representation, it's exploitation?
Tyranny.
What?
I said tyranny. Taxation without representation is tyranny.
You did. It doesn't really rhyme though, does it?
It's not supposed to rhyme, it's an aphorism.
Well, the good ones do. Take Ben Franklin's maxims. He who goes a barring goes a sawing. Little strokes spell great oaks. Plowed eat while sluggards sleep.
Okay, I get it. The point is British are not treating us as equals, but as subjects. They prohibited us from settling on the Appalachians, and they've even started enforcing navigation laws, so all commerce between here and England must be by British vessels.
You're right. This has got to stop.
What else will be mine? The tax game, my tax, and
This is the last straw, my fellow Bostonians.
You tell 'em, Sam.
Did we fight the Townsend Acts? We refused to import English goods and pay the duties. And what did they do?
They sent warships into our harbor.
Did we relent?
Never!
What about the Boston Massacre?
Right, the British shot and killed 3 unarmed colonists.
Did we give up?
Never!
And finally, we had to repeal to the Townsend Acts in 1770.
Yes!
But here we are, 3 years later. They've passed the Tea Act. Are we going to keep having to pay a tax on tea?
Never!
They shipped 500,000 pounds of tea over to America, driving down the price of tea. Are we going to buy it? Well, are we?
Come on, Mr. Adams, we gotta have a spot of tea.
Yeah, I mean, we're only human.
And the prices are so low.
Listen to me. Today it's tea, tomorrow it's sugar. The next day it's those nice fuzzy slippers with the bunny ears on them that keep our feet so cozy in the winter.
Not our slippers!
Yes, your slippers. How long are we going to keep letting the British kick us around? It's time for action.
Right!
It's time we stopped calling soccer football.
Right!
It's time we started riding on the right-hand side of the road.
Right!
It's time we dressed up as natives and dumped those 342 chests of tea into the harbor.
Right!
Yes, in Maryland they burnt an entire ship. Its tea and all the rest of its cargo.
King George must have been mad.
Yes, the English were really getting their threads in a tangle. They closed Boston Harbor, put restrictions on town meetings, and trials for officials who killed colonists to be moved to England.
Betsy Ross, I'm so glad you're home.
John Jay, you look like you just busted a stitch.
I've been trying to knit a sweater for my ducks and something has gone terribly wrong.
Oh my, let me take a look at that.
But Betsy, what did we do after the British shut down Boston Harbor?
We called the First Continental Congress.
Were you there, Mr. J?
Sure was. 55 men gathered including the John and Sam Adams, George Washington, and Patrick Henry.
Wow, was that Patrick Henry?
Don't encourage him, children. He'll just keep doing it.
Did all the colonists want independence?
Well, at that point, most of us just wanted the legislation repealed. We called for a complete boycott of all the British goods. But when our petitions were rejected, we began to collect muskets.
And that's when the British decided to send troops from Boston to seize weapons and arrest colonial leaders, right?
And thus, the famous ride Paul Revere.
Paul Revere? Sweet boy. I think I once darned a horse for him.
The redcoats are coming. The redcoats are coming.
Calm down, Paul. It's nearly midnight. You'll wake the kids. Sit down, children. Your father is a bit nervous.
Nervous? Of course I'm nervous.
nervous. The British are heading out of Boston, coming to arrest our colonial leaders and take our weapons and supplies.
Are they coming by land or by sea?
I don't remember. I think it's 2 lances if by land and 1 if by sea. Or is it 2 if by land and 1 if by sea? I think 3 means they're coming by blimp.
Take it easy. You have to go warn the people of Lexington and Concord.
Yes, I must go at once.
Ride and watch out. Hallucinate matters too. The British will arrest them. Their fate is unto you. Hurry, Paul dear, hurry. Do not stop to chat. Paula, what are you doing?
I forgot my hat.
Ride on, Paul, from here. Ride on, Paul, from here. Get on out of here, dear Paul, from here. Lexington is waiting. They must hear the news. The redcoats are advancing. Now there's no time to lose. Tell the men and men there they must take a stance. Paula, what are you doing?
I forgot my pants.
Ride on, Paul, from here. Ride on, Paul, from here. Get on out of here, dear Paul, from here. Ride on, Paul, from here. Ride on, Paul, from here. Get on out of here, dear Paul, from here. Then ride on to the Concord, warn them all once more. The redcoats want our weapons that we have kept in store. Tell all the militia they must come in force. Paul, what are you doing?
I forgot my horse.
Ride on, Paul, from here. Ride on, Paul, from here. Get on out of here, dear Paul, from here.
Hear ye, hear ye. On this day, July 4, 1776, the Second Continental Congress is now in session. In Independence Hall, Philadelphia, the Honorable John Hancock presiding.
Thomas Jefferson! Where's John Hancock?
Oh, hello, Ben. Well, I sent him out to get some coffee cake.
Coffee cake?
Of course, what's a Continental Congress without a Continental breakfast?
I hardly read some, but we already have a selection of coffee, juices, and those delicious individually wrapped danishes.
True, but it seemed like John needed something to do this morning. He's been acting a bit strange since we voted to endorse the Declaration of Independence this morning.
A brilliant document. Now we must all hang together, or surely we'll all hang simply.
It's been over a year since the first shots were fired between us and the British. Just a month later, we elected George Washington to head the Continental Army. We've been unofficially at war ever since.
King George has rejected our efforts at reconciliation.
Tom Paine put it nicely when he wrote that these are the times that try men's souls.
Yes, that was put quite nicely. It doesn't rhyme though, does it?
What?
I think my own maxims stick a bit better with a cute rhyme. Vessels large may venture more, but little boats should keep near shore. See how it flows?
Sure, Ben, but I don't think.
Or, remember this? Here Scud lies snug as a bug in a rug.
That's great, Ben.
Right? That's crucial. They may have better trained soldiers, more money, weapons, and experience, but America has the rhymes. Victory will be ours.
Oh no, look out, here comes John Hancock.
Where is it? Where is it?
What are you looking for?
The Declaration of Independence.
It's quite signed, isn't it?
You bet. Where is it?
In Tom's head. He wrote it. Tom, recite that bit of the self-evident truth again.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yeah, that's great. But where is it? Where's the parchment itself? I'm ready now.
Ready for what?
To sign it, of course.
John, I told you this morning the final document won't be ready to sign for a month or so.
But I'm ready now. I've been practicing. George Washington and all his staff make life real hard on our behalf, but you should see my autograph. Tom, where do I sign? Where do I sign? Where do I sign? He's practicing on all the walls, on tablecloths and bathroom stalls. Good thing we don't yet have baseballs. Tom, where do I sign? He's signing stuff around the clock. He's signing my head, he's signing my side. No, you can't stop my John Hancock. Tom, where do I sign? 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 Did the colonists really think they could defeat the British Empire?
Well, definitely had some disadvantages.
All say there was no real unity. The colonies distrusted each other. And so there was no central authority to raise money through taxes. The army was hard to organize and nearly impossible to keep together. And don't forget, probably no more than 1/3 of the colonists even wanted independence all that much. And there were still hundreds of thousands who remained loyal to England.
True, but the British soldiers were 3,000 miles away from home and had a huge area to try to control.
And they had second-rate generals, while the colonists had George Washington, who turned out to be a fantastic leader. But don't forget the French. They were always ready to help anyone who might hurt England. But you're forgetting one of the biggest advantages.
I was wondering when you were going to remember.
What?
My flag, of course. I tried to talk them into letting me make a red, white, and blue lounge chair matching ottoman, but they said their budget was limited to just a flag.
Oh, your flag was wonderful, but I was thinking about how the colonists fought dirty.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, I don't mean it that way. I mean literally dirty. They blended in with the scenery.
It ain't right. They should stand up and fight like we do.
Yeah, instead of sneaking around with those fur caps and deerskin coats all quiet, like you can't see them. It ain't fair.
I mean, look at us, all polished up bright and red. They can see us coming miles away. That's the proper way to fight.
Exactly. We stand up straight and wait our turn to shoot and be shot at. It's gentlemanly. None of this scoping around.
Well, I'm onto them. You want to find one of those Minutemen sneaking on me? No, sirree. In the brush, on the ground, we are here all around. In the street, in the tree. Let's get fighting, boys. Let's get fighting, let's get fighting. Come out and fight like a man. Under leaves, under roots, in your tents, in your boots, over here, in your tea. Let's get fighting, boys. Let's get fighting, let's get fighting.
This is disgraceful.
Bound, bound, bound looks good on me. It's the color of the day. Bound, 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 oh, bound looks good on me. It's the color of the day.
Give us a hint.
What's that bound beneath the rock? What's that lump in your sock? What's that itch on your knee? Let's get fighting, boys. Let's get fighting, let's get fighting. No, but you can't find me.
Good evening, folks. Welcome again to the History's Home Shopping Network. Alice, what do we have for our shoppers tonight?
Bertha, tonight we've got a memorabilia from the American Revolutionary War.
Excellent. Well, let's get right to it. We've got over 6 years of war to choose from, with fighting in every colony and more than a dozen important battles.
Our first item is number J57, a boot from John Burrington, the British general who lost the Battle of Saratoga.
His boot? Wow, I guess we don't have many of those left.
Just two, they came from the famous battle of 1777. They gave the colonists a badly needed boost.
Smell that, Alice.
What?
Go on, take some in. What does that smell like to you?
A really, really old boot?
No, it smells like victory. And you too can grab victory from defeat by phoning us right now to purchase General Bayonne's shoe. Victory from defeat. Defeat, get it? You get it? Okay. So what's that lovely item up there, Alice?
This is B-65, a snowball from Valley Forge in Pennsylvania, where George Washington and his men had to spend a devastating winter.
These things are going fast, folks.
We sold out in just 15 minutes the last time we did this at this unbelievable try-me price.
Just one per customer, please.
We just have a few minutes before our whole stock completely melts under these studio lights.
And we've got a satisfied customer on the phone. Hi there, who are you? And just tell us how much you love your snowball.
Hello, am I on the air?
You sure are.
I'm Captain de Rochambeau. I'm from France.
Terrific. General Rochambeau arrived from France in 1780 with over 6,000 troops to aid the colonists. French help was decisive in winning the war.
General Rochambeau, you say? Didn't you invent those chocolate eclairs?
No, I'm a general of the French troops at Yorktown alongside George Washington and his men. I thought your viewers should know.
Terrific. So just tell us how much you love your snowball. You probably serve it with some fancy French sauce, am I right?
I'm a general, not a chef.
Ah, those French cooks, so modest.
Our next item is being brought to us right now by John Paul Jones.
Hi, Alice. Helped the American Navy get a sea legs and even defeated a number of British ships off the coast of England.
So what's that item over there?
This is a photo from the coat British General Cornwallis was wearing when he surrendered to George Washington and his French allies at Yorktown in 1781. It's a lovely brush finish and oven safe.
Amazing. Hold it up so our viewers can get a good look at it.
Benedict Arnold, give that back, you traitor! I'm not even gonna fight!
I guess that would do it for us too. Good night.
And stay tuned. Next on the American History Channel, we have our new documentary on Grover Cleveland, Man, Myth, City, or Sesame Street Puppet.
So what happened after the British surrendered, Mr. J?
Until Ben Franklin and John Adams worked out the Treaty of Paris in 1783, the British conceded all of the land from the Mississippi River to the Atlantic Ocean, from Spanish Florida to the Great Lakes.
That was great.
Well, it was complicated. The Articles of Confederation, which had been the main basis for the central government, intentionally gave little power to Congress.
Couldn't they do anything?
Not much. We did pass the Northwest Ordinance, which provided the eventual incorporations for the new states between the Mississippi and Ohio rivers.
And I macrame the Liberty Bell.
No, Betsy, you've got to stop exaggerating.
I dropped a stitch on the seam through. Though, didn't I? And a nasty little crack opened up. I think a few pleats would have helped.
Betsy, you know that isn't.
Shush, dear. Let's listen to the colonists.
What more could we ask for? We've got 13 independent states in a loose confederation. There's no executive branch in the central government. We don't need another king around here.
But Congress has no power to control commerce or enforce its tax collection program.
Exactly. It's perfect. It's all up to the individual states.
I don't know. Are you sure this is a good thing?
What could go wrong? Hear ye. On this day, July 16, 1787, the Constitutional Convention is now in session in Independence Hall, Philadelphia, the Honorable George Washington presiding.
Good afternoon, Mr. Madison.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Hamilton.
Oh yes, good afternoon. James, we have important decisions to make.
Yes, we do, Alexander.
Look out! It's Aaron Burr! Ah!
I was just joking. I love doing that.
That's not funny.
Line up, Alexander. We're making good progress. We've agreed to have 3 branches of the government, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary that will balance and check each other.
Yes, a wonderful plan, but there are even more important matters. I need your advice.
What is on your mind, Alexander?
I favor a strong central bank and I'm faced with a huge decision.
What is it?
Which do you think is more impressive, my left profile or my right?
What?
When we start printing money, I'm just dying to get my picture on one of the bills. George Washington's already claimed the $1 bill, so I'm shooting for the 10. Personally, I think my left side makes me look taller. What do you think?
That is not exactly what I meant by lining up, Alexander. We have some real issues here. Look, the big states and small states still can't agree on how they should be represented in Congress.
We big states aren't going to share equal with you little states.
Yeah, but we're not going to settle for proportional representation in both houses of Congress. We're just as important as you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So that's why we now have one legislative body, the House, that has proportional representations, but bigger states have more congressmen, though.
And the other house, the Senate, gives the same number of representatives to every state, no matter how many people live there.
That's right. Like so much else in our Constitution, it was a compromise.
Like deciding to count slaves as 3/5 of a person.
We weren't perfect, Betsy, I know it. But we did stop the slave trade 20 years later.
Yes, dear, although it was a beautifully stitched document.
Did everyone like the Constitution?
Oh no, some people thought it gave the central government too much power. Others thought it gave the states too much authority. I wrote some of the Federalist Papers to help convince the people to vote for it.
Did it work?
Well, it took a while. We had to promise the Bill of Rights would be added. The Constitution was officially adopted June 21st, 1788.
Wow, the first election must have been something.
The House of Representatives were elected by the citizens of each state.
The senators were elected by the legislatures of each state, and George Washington was unanimously elected president by the Electoral College.
How does that work?
No one knows, dear. It's a complete mystery.
Please, Betsy, it's just a bit complicated.
Well, why don't we let these here fellas explain since they're on their way to participate in the first electoral college?
So how exactly does this work? Don't know. Well, look at the Constitution. Read the first sentence. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure the message of equality, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of living to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America.
I said the first sentence.
That was just the first sentence.
Whoa, we'll read the part about the Electoral College.
Here it is, Article 2. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for two persons, of whom one shall not be inhabited of the same state with themselves.
Not to be inhabitant of the same state with themselves.
How does that work? Don't know. Here, maybe this will help. But in choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by states. The representation from each state is a vote. Is one vote, a quorum. For this purpose shall consist of a member or members from 2/3 of the states, and the majority of the states shall be necessary to a choice.
What does that mean?
Don't know, but what the heck? We get to vote! April 30th, 1789, George Washington was sworn in as president in the temporary capital of New York.
Wow, what a great story.
As my friend Ben Franklin said at the time, our Constitution is in actual operation. Everything seems to appear that it will last, but nothing is certain in this world but death and taxes.
I have a Franklin stove, you know. Doesn't look a thing like it. Ah, John, this should work.
It's perfect. I knew you could fix it. Thank you, Betsy. I've got to show Lafayette.
A French general who fought for the colonists?
No, my dachshund.
Betsy, can you tell us the story again?
But we just finished, my dears.
Please.
Well, John is a good man. but he left out some of the more important parts, like how I wove a ship for the Navy out of nothing but pine needles, or how I sewed all the pant legs on the British Army so they couldn't run up Bunker Hill, or like the time.
Tell us, Betsy, tell us. Shooby-dooby, shooby-doo-shoo. Come on, Betsy, tell us. Shooby-dooby, shooby-doo-shoo. Tell us how your sewing helped us win the war. Tell us, Betsy, tell us the tales you told before. Tell us, Betsy, tell us
students for working so hard. They've been really pushing themselves, and you know, it's sometimes hard to break out of your shell in front of your peers, and they've been really working hard to really do an awesome job. We are so proud of them. We also want to thank Mr. O'Neill for helping us put this awesome performance together. And parents, thank you so much for everything you've donated and contributed, and for those of you who are volunteering to help us out with our Colonial festivities tomorrow.